Hey, it's Markiplier. Yeah, that Markiplier. I know, wild, right? Today I did something a little nuts. I went to check out the old, abandoned Freddy's family diner. And let me tell you, this place is next level creepy, like it's been marinating in decades of fear. The walls are sagging under the weight of old secrets, and every step I take kicks up clouds of dust that seem to swirl in patterns, almost like they're trying to spell out warnings. Right now, I'm standing in the middle of the restaurant. It's so quiet you could hear a pin drop. Honestly, I can hear my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. The second I walked in, I caught something in the corner of my eye, some kind of shadow slipping across the far wall, too quick and fluid to be a trick of the light. Then I noticed this dark, sticky trail snaking across the floor. It looked way too much like blood, thick and almost tar-like, and it led straight to the stage, right where those freaky animatronics are just sitting, frozen mid-performance, their plastic eyes staring into nothing. I was staring at them, trying to convince myself they're just hunks of metal and wires, just relics of a forgotten era. But then I swear, Chica moved her head. Just a tiny jerk, but enough to make my stomach flip. I nearly jumped out of my skin.
I'm just seeing things!
I said out loud, voice shaking a little, hoping if I said it enough, I'd believe it. The echo bounced back at me, warped by the emptiness. I kept going, poking around, flashlight beam trembling in my hand. The bathrooms? Total disaster. Rust everywhere, moss growing up the walls and sickly green veins, and the smell. I can't even describe it. It's like decades of rotting filth, sewage, and something else, something almost sweet. It almost made me throw up right there, and I had to cover my nose just to keep moving. That's when things got weird. I looked back at the stage. One of the animatronics was missing. Chica, the same one I thought I saw move. Where the hell did she go? The sticky trail was gone too, like someone had wiped it away, or maybe it just sank into the cracked tiles. Were these things programmed to wander around, or did some maniac leave them powered on all these years? My mind raced with urban legends and stories I'd heard about this place. Before I could figure it out, there was this huge crash from the kitchen. I spun around, hard hammering, and now Freddy and Bonnie were gone too. My stomach dropped like a stone, and suddenly every shadow seemed to stretch a little bit closer. I crept toward the kitchen, every instinct screaming at me to get out, but curiosity won. I couldn't help it. I needed to know what was happening. The kitchen door was hanging open, and flickering lights spilled out in pulses. And there she was, Chica, hunched over something on the floor. She was eating it. And it looked horribly, unmistakably human. The grinding, crunching sounds, metal jaws tearing into old flesh, echoed in the tiled room, almost drowning out my own ragged breathing. I started backing up, slow, trying not to make a sound, but then I bumped into something behind me. I turned, hard in my throat, and found myself face to face with Freddy and Bonnie. Their eyes flared with a dull, red light. My fear twisted into something else. A smile stretched across my face, too wide, too unnatural, pulling at the corners of my mouth until it hurt. Laughter bubbled up, but it wasn't really mine. It was darker, deeper, like something else was crawling out of my chest. The animatronics stared at me, confusion flickering in their mechanical faces. Then I let the mask drop. The shadows curled around me, swirling like living smoke. My eyes turned into empty black voids that seemed to suck in all the light. I was never really Markiplier. I was Darkiplier all along, lurking beneath the surface, waiting for the perfect moment. I lunged at Freddy, grabbing his head in my hands and melting it down with nothing but my touch, the metal warping and sloughing away like wax. Chica shrieked, a sound that rattled the broken glass in the windows, tried to run, but I blasted her into scrap with a surge of dark energy that tore her apart in seconds. Bonnie started babbling, desperate, his voice glitching between static and a child's pleading.
Wait, I'm just a ghost kid possessing this robot.
He sounded terrified, like he could feel the end closing in. I just grinned wider, impossibly wide, my mouth splitting open like a nightmare, and told him,
Doesn't matter.
My laughter echoed through the empty halls, pure nightmare fuel. bouncing off every decaying surface. I punched right through his metal shell, tearing him apart piece by piece until there was nothing left but twisted wires and shattered dreams. Satisfied, I headed for the exit, feeling the darkness recede just a little. That's when I spotted a newspaper on the floor, yellowed and torn. Freddy's Mega Pizzaplex now open. The headline seemed to pulse in the gloom, a warning and a promise. Guess the nightmare's just getting started.